Jeremiah 23 and hoods. Yeah, so y'all look for them rates, man, is be switching up. If Uber buys up Lyft, you know how the switch goes down. You know, I did just a mini interview with Uber driver, and they put down the drop, and the drop is the rate switch. If you go to SOC to Lodi at a certain time, the $30 ride might turn into $200 ride. Now, how you do that and what's fair and measure it out is just the way things are done. Rates can go up, they can go down. You know, Lyft, if they get gobbled up, you could go for a $30 ride, really a $10 ride, stuff like that. Multiplication is the name of the game in the capitalist game of fame, and we play like wrong. The bottom line is, in that mechanism, money-making mechanism, they don't have to give 10% to God. They don't have to do anything. All they got to do is be in place to watch the multiplication of the service of the product. And as it's multiplied, the orders come in, the money rolls in multiple times. And then if you extort, or you, not extort, but if you exploit that number and raise it 5 or 10 times the amount of what the original number is, you have multiplication. You're going to be wealthy with trees or dollars or whatever, cheap money, unless you invest it in the assets. And that's the way it is. And every money mechanism, if you're going to play the capitalist game, it must, I believe, it should, my perspective, be like a tree flowing to the collective. That is, there shouldn't be any needy, homelessness. There should be no redlining. I'm on Mac in Sacramento and Franklin. There should not be ground leasing that's in the name of developers switched over only to a certain race of people or certain people with money that can buy those lots and do the 50-year ground leases, such as your Food for Less on one side, Walgreens on the other, and your drugstore and your 99-cent store right there, dollar store. And then you have your homes down there. When the homes came in, here come the commercials. So the catch would be to do the thing. And I'm going to take y'all over there and show you what I mean. Follow. Put y'all up on some game. Now, I work for the companies here in this region. Coldwell Banker, Lion Real Estate, and many more. Okay? For years. So I did my homework. Did mortgage and I did loans. Devil is a lie though about all this stuff going on. Y'all got to play catch up, collective groups. I don't know what else to tell you about it. If you don't catch up, it's going to be like that. And that's the way it's going to be. Inflation. Down the road, what cost you $30 for Uber now may cost you $50. We were in this together is what they said. But in reality, we wasn't in this together at all. You and I play at those cash registers way more before this virus took place. So capitalism in itself, you tell me. I give y'all the last word. Now, if you collective groups, especially you poor ones, no matter what your color, would have bought this lot, right over there, the homes. When the homes came in, the developers come in. Right? Now, those homes give you 5 feet of backyard and probably very little. But if you knock out buying mass land, you buy all the way like this. So when you buy like that, you own all this land. That's probably a ground lease. Walgreens is a ground lease, if you can see it. Food for Less is a ground lease, and Cash One is a ground lease. That's money every month. Now, money. You better turn it into assets like oil, steel, or investments where the law of scarcity applies. The ARCO definitely is about a 50 to 100 year ground lease. Or maybe they cut them down to 25 years ground lease. However, this is how you possess land, Joshua 1 today. So collective groups, while you're out there spending money, $1.7 trillion on nothing. Don't say that you're not able to come together by the Spirit of God with a vision in your heart to build your homes. What if one church did this? Own the homes over there, right? Everybody in the church live there and own all this over here. Now that's a vision. If you're gonna be the head, be the head. Don't be the tail. Don't be the consumer. Flossing Gucci bags and fine dresses and linen in churches with throwing dollars at altars. That's not no wealth. That's cheap money. That's trickery. Collective big seed, big harvest. This puts you in a position to overflow and be able to empower. Whether you hit the education systems, yeah, you got to play the capitalist game, you're here. You should hate the system, though, that would use this system like this is being used just to get wealthy for one individual or a group of investors that come and take advantage of these areas and use it to make way more money than you or I can make working at these stores and buying that house from a bank with no backyard and paying top dollar inflated prices. Now, you tell me, it's the collective group for the whole and a Joshua 1. That is to say, by the Spirit of God, loving for your brother, I'm going to help my brother. Empowerment. Y'all talk about Black Lives Matter and black empowerment. Well, this is one angle, but you got to have the Holy Spirit or you'll be fighting over greed. Remember when Jesus ran the manor down? What happened when Jesus did that? They all ate, and any excess was left over, it turned to worms. It seemed like a curse is on excess. And because the ruthlessness of capitalism, you're up against Goliath. Now, I advise you to become like one rock under the rock of the ages. And I advise you, especially here in Sacramento, for your people, you leaders, think of things like this. And don't dangle the carrot. We don't want to hear the Southern old-fashioned thing. Just praise your way through it. No. Let Jesus give him our hands, or Yeshua, right? And let him multiply through our hands. For the wisdom, the people of this world, he said, were wiser in dealing with affairs than the children of light. Wake up time, bro. Big seed is not going to be in the bucket and you struggle and fight Goliath. Big seed will be in the investment and you'll get back the seed after its own kind. Here, wealth begets wealth and multiplies. It's that simple. Look him up, Father Divine. He lived lavish, but his people lived all around the country. They bought up land during the Depression. And when his people, like Moses, like Joshua, when they all was in there together, guess what? They didn't mind him driving the Rolls Royce. But if you're only giving words, in our culture, African American, you will probably be rejected. Because they understand the capitalist system and the system of usury, position, and power, privilege, and predatory mechanisms, failures to disclose in broken systems. And at the end, if the whole ain't blessed, they know something's wrong. Go ask the Crips and Bloods, they're gonna break the bread. Again, put your hand, Sacramento churches, in the hand of the real Jesus, Yeshua, and his sayings. And you will have a foundation, at least, to be able, through the access to minister, distribute to the great necessities and the misfortunes and curses and breaking the oppressed and letting them go free. And not talking about a biblical Moses and Joshua, but applying certain biblical principles like Solomon in this case, so that silver can be made for your people, as the sayings. You say, well, they don't need silver. No, but they need to know that God cares through the hands of the body of believers. What's wrong with that? He's used our mouths. I'll give you the last word. Jeremiah 23 in Hood. This is a marathon, not by power, not by might, nor by the will of man, because of corrupt systems, but by the Spirit of God, transformation in our hearts. Yes, through the law one, Yes, we are our brother's keeper. God bless you.